was fun. So on Instagram, I made it snow. So if you're following me on Facebook, you might check out my Instagram because it's snowing on my Instagram. That's something fun. Okay, so it's Monday. This is our last Monday of the year. And we'll be just a short time together today. Some of you know, some of you don't. My husband's having heart surgery on Wednesday morning, so we're a little bit preoccupied with some of that stuff here this week. Happy holidays. Thank you, Karen. Happy holidays to you all as well. So I do want to talk about this new moon in Capricorn. We're not still in the new moon. We're almost to the first quarter. And that this is this time for, it's not just a time for retrospection, but it's also this time for powering up. The snow on Instagram is cracking me up, but it's making me, I'm like, I don't know how to take it off now. So I'm like, we have snow on Instagram. I don't know how to do it. So, this is the time of reflection. We've talked about that a lot last week. Hi, honey. Hi. We talked about that last week, that this is this time of reflection. I also want to remind you that we're in Mercury retrograde. So this is a time where shit's going to go sideways. Literally have had like, okay, so here's what has happened, because I love that the universe is trying to show us we're okay. All right. And it's not, we're not always paying attention. So we have a nail in the tire, and then we had and so when we got in the car the next day, the tire was flat, and drove to the, filled it with air, drove to the tire repair place, and they're like, oh, free repair, no problem. Like, okay, so something that goes sideways, the universe says, we got you. We ordered some pillows for our new couch, and the pillows were clearly not delivered to our house. You can see that on the GPS, and on the picture they said, here's the delivery. It's a picture of a house that is clearly not mine. You can literally see the address. It's not my address. And the company was like, oh, we can clearly see that. So sorry, here's free pillows. So, I mean, and just stuff like that's been happening all day. So, the universe is reminding us that this is, that this is the time for us to breathe. This is the time to keep a grip. I want to say this in the politest way, is get a grip and keep a grip, because people right now, as we get into the last week before Christmas and stuff, people start to lose their minds. Okay, so they're losing their minds. They're having this stress of, did they get all the gifts on the shopping list? Did they have all the groceries? Did they have everything for, traveling, or, whatever? Get everything done before everyone goes on vacation, or this is a very stressful time for people. As much as it's the most wonderful time of the year, it's also a very stressful time for people. And so this is a time when people start to lose their shit. We see road rage, we see all kinds of stuff. And so now we're going to add into this the joy of Mercury retrograde. Yay! And so this is just this reminder that it's important for us who know better, because when you know better, you do better, that we who know better, that we can breathe. And we can say, okay, I really want to flip out, but I'm really not gonna. And I'm gonna just breathe, and, and so all the things will work themselves out if we can just give it a beat. Okay. And so this is what has really been those are just two examples. I will tell you there's probably 6 different things that have happened in the last 24 hours. That is just this reminder to give it a beat. Okay, because we are in Mercury retrograde. Things go weird in Mercury retrograde, and our best bet in a Mercury retrograde is to say, okay, what is this trying to show me? Let me take a breath. Let me let it play out. Because especially in this season of Capricorn, Capricorn is about doers, right? Capricorns are people who do things. They're people who get involved. They got projects. They've got probably 20 projects, and hello, Capricorn. So Capricorns are the ones who are planning things out, and they're doing things, and they're trying to be organized and get all the stuff done, and often doing things for their people. And especially this time of year, if that's you, breathe. Take a break. Take a step back. It is okay to downsize. It is okay to say, I'm not having 50 people for Christmas. It's okay to say, I'm only having, whatever. And to be able to set some boundaries. This is one of the things that's really important, especially in Mercury retrograde, is to be able to set some boundaries for yourself to say, okay, this is what I can do, what I want to do. This is what, these are things I need to do. These are the things I want to do. Okay, and set some boundaries. You don't have to do everything and be everything to, if we're doing things so others will love us, we're doing them for the wrong reason. If we're doing things, the new moon is that we just had is still Sagittarius season. Yes, the sun is in Sag. Absolutely, the sun is in Sag. But the new moon that we just had a couple of days ago is in Capricorn. So the moon is not in a line, like it's not always in the same sign as the sun. Usually not. So yes, technically, if you're looking at the zodiac, where are we? Like right now, we're in Sagittarius season. Yes, until just 3 more days. We have the solstice on the 20th and 21st, and then we have the cusp, right? 21, 22 is the cusp, and we'll move into Capricorn. So the new moon is the new moon in Capricorn, even though we're still in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. So this is... So if you're doing things because these are things that you want to do because they bring you joy, because you like to do some things for other people, you want to make cookies, you want to, sing songs, you want to, whatever, go, God bless, amen, hooray. We need more people like that in the world. But if these are things that we're doing because we're trying to buy someone else's affection, we're trying to buy someone else's love, this is the holidays, if I give them this gift that I can't really afford, maybe they'll love me, those kind of attitudes. If I invite, yes, of course you can bring your, new boyfriend's sister's brother's nephew's dog to, no. Boundaries are still important, okay? Boundaries are still important. Don't worry. So it's really taking that breath, right? Because it's still Mercury retrograde. Things are still going to go crazy, like wonky. And it's not always big things, okay? It doesn't have to be big things. It doesn't have to be, it could just be a bunch of little things that are trying to just get us to slow down. Mercury retrograde is not about driving us crazy, though sometimes it feels like that. Mercury retrograde is about getting us to stop and to listen and to take a breath. What do I need to know? What is trying to be shown to me here? And so all these things that have been happening for us are these things that make me want to go, ah! And then I look at it and I take a breath and I look at it and I go, oh, that just worked out like perfectly seamlessly, inexpensively, politely, very conveniently, whatever, like just dissolved. And so these things are there to remind us to fill in the blank. Okay, Mercury retrograde is not about torture. Mercury retrograde is about awareness. Okay, so it's trying to show you something. So when things are happening for you, it's snowing on Instagram and it's just cracking me up. And now I don't know how to turn it off now that I turned it on. And every time I look over there, it's just cracking me up. It's up to us to say, what is the pattern? It's up to us to say, why is this happening? And rather than getting caught up in the stress of it, where we're just like, ah, and we just want to pull our hair out, and we get into that left brain, angsty, stress, anger, road rage of the holiday season, take that breath. Okay, what are all these things trying to show me? How do these things all come together? That's something that's really important. How do all these things come together? Mercury retrograde is about putting the pieces of the puzzle together. What is it that Mercury retrograde is trying to get us to see? Okay? And so we take that breath, we step back, and we don't want to make any big decisions during Mercury retrograde. We don't want to sign new contracts. We don't want to, buy a house if you can help it. Sometimes you can't, and that's okay. That's okay. But if you have the opportunities to say, can we wait on this a week, a month? Mercury retrograde is going to take us into January. So, just know what's going on around you. And you know what? If you have to make, sign contracts and things and make business decisions in the Mercury retrograde time, that is okay. But definitely look at the numerology, look at the numbers, look at the dates, make sure that you're making the decisions. It's like, oh, if I sign this today, maybe that number is not great, but if I sign it tomorrow, the number is better. Okay? So just... Mercury retrograde, again, is about awareness. It's not about stressing you out. It's about bringing awareness to you. So that Mercury retrograde is trying to show you things in your own life. Okay, having said that, we are in this time frame, this end of the year, which you've been hearing me talk about for a month now, that we're coming to the end of the year. That is not a surprise, obviously, and that it's time for us to be looking at the year in review. Okay, because if you're not taking some time to look in the year in review, you're really missing out on these opportunities for growth, because we forget that stuff happens. Now, even if it's just as simple, because for me, I'm a journaler, I look back through the journals, but one of the things that you can do in this day and age of social media and, everything's in our phones, grab your phone when we're done and flip through the pictures, because we have all taken pictures or have had pictures taken of us through our cameras or through the phones or pictures people have sent to us, and take some time and just scroll back through the pictures. Some of us have had, traumatic year. 23 has been a really difficult year for a lot of people. And so maybe there's stuff we don't want to revisit, but let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't really like that saying, but I don't know how else to say it. Let's just, not just dump everything just because, for us, it's been really challenging since August when my husband had his heart attacks. The back half of the year has been really difficult. But I don't want to forget all the good stuff that happened in the year. I don't want to just check it all and be like, well, this year totally sucked. Because that's not true either. There were some amazing things that happened this year. And so when you scroll back through your pictures, that can be an easier way to remember the good things, because very often we are not taking pictures of the bad stuff. We're not finding ourselves at funerals taking pictures of the funeral. We might take pictures of seeing the people that were there. So a few months ago, I had the opportunity to go down to South Florida and take my parents to go down to South Florida to the Shiva, which is the morning gathering visitation with the family after a funeral in Jewish tradition for my dad's cousin Lee. And Lee's kids, his daughters, were my most favorite cousins when I was growing up, my older cousins, because for my sister and I, we are the oldest of our group, and so these amazing women, Sandy and Jerry, were my most favorite because they were the girls that were older than me, and they were so influential in my life, but I hadn't seen them in decades. And to be able to take my parents and to go down there, and even though it was a Shiva, it was a sad occasion, to be able to spend time with Jerry and Sandy was amazing to me. And so we have this rekindled Facebook relationship, but to be able to see each other in person was just magic, even though it was a sad time. And so while I would be sad to remember the loss of their father, I'm very grateful and joy-filled for the reunion that we were able to share. So there's good things, and then there's, that are even buried into the other things. And so it's important for us not to just throw everything aside and be like, yep, the whole thing sucked and it's all got to go. Okay, let's not you brush with such a broad stroke. Let's, be a bit more discerning. And so this is another encouragement for you to take some time and scroll back through, the pictures in your phone. If the calendar or the date book or the journal is just too much for you to deal with, I get it. But definitely take some time, because it's important for us to remember the good things so we stay in the place of gratitude. But it's important for us to remember the good things. We can look at the situation and go, what did I learn? What did we accomplish? What do I want to accomplish next year? Because sometimes we get to the end of the year and we're like, oh, I'm just so glad for this year to be over. That we forget all the things that we accomplished in this year. And we don't give ourselves that playing field as a springboard into what we could be accomplishing or we might choose to accomplish in the coming year. If we look back at this year and we go, this year just sucked across the board, we miss out on the props and the boost and the lift and the courage and the backbone and all the stuff that lifts us up that strengthens us when we accomplish big things that we maybe didn't think we could accomplish. But those things are happened in this 12 months. We just may not remember them because it's so much easier for us to remember A, the things that happened yesterday, and B, well, sometimes we don't remember things, the most recent, but also I don't even know what I had for breakfast this morning. And B, the bad stuff. It's much easier for us to remember the bad stuff. I mean, why is that, right? It's because we're conditioned that way, right? If it bleeds, it leads. Look at the news. Look at any news source. All of it is murder and mayhem and negative and da-da-da-da-da-da. There are news outlets that we can choose to sign up for their emails and their newsletters and things that are focusing on positive news. It's important to be up on the news of the day, but oh God, it's all just so depressing that we can choose to infuse ourselves with positive stories as well, okay? So it's very easy for us to remember all the crap that happened in 2023, but we have to make a conscious effort to go and remember and be engaged in the positive things that built us up and strengthened us and gave us the ability to step forward and move forward and evolve and grow in our lives, because those are the things that are the stepping stones for what we could accomplish and where we could choose to go in 24. Okay, so it's really important that we are taking that time to look back and to be part of using the good stuff to go forward. So even if it's too much to look at, like your journal or your calendar or whatever, check out your pictures. Check out the pictures on your phone and see what's what, because I guarantee you there's going to be something in there and be like, oh my God, I forgot that happened. Like, that was so fun, or that was so cool. And we change our energy in that way. We change our energy for how we leave 2023, because we might want to kick 2023 in the ass and slam the door behind it. That's fine. But let's not take that negative energy with us as we go. Okay, so let's make it a point that we are living in the positive, and that we are living in the positive belief that the universe has got our back, and that we don't do these things alone, and that we are being held and supported and loved and guided by the universe. Okay, and so we might want to kick 2023 to the curb, and that's fine, but we can do that with the philosophy of love you away. I love you, way to F over there. Okay, there are people in my life that are people in your life that we love, but we don't want them anywhere around us. I still love this person. I love you, but you are toxic and you need to stay over there. But I still love you, and I wish you only wonderful, good, positive, happy, joy-filled, successful things over there. And there's a boundary that's there. And so we can take that same energy and use it with saying goodbye to 23. So, and if 23 was great, fantastic. Take that and let that be a buoy that carries you forward into 24. But if 23 was a bitch, which it was for a lot of people, say, okay, I appreciate the lessons that you have taught me. I appreciate the strengths and the things, places I've grown, but I'm going to be over there. Okay, you need to be over there. But that only happens if we are willing to take the time to look back. Okay, all right. This is my last opportunity to preach this to you, so I'm making sure that I'm doing it. Okay, I do want to. So we will not have, this is our last Monday for the 23 year, so I want to make sure I'm getting it all in your ears now. We will not have meditation. Last Thursday was our last meditation, so my husband will be in the hospital Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be home Thursday night, God willing. And then we will enjoy his smooth recovery and time with family and friends for the holidays and our birthdays and all those wonderful things. I wanted to make sure that we were saying all the things that we needed to say today, because this will be our last Monday or Thursday for the 2023 year. And I hate to think I'm going to miss you, because it's going to be about 3 weeks. But then I will be, after the holidays, after New Year's, we'll all be ready to come back together. So I do want to pull an animal card, and just to check in with the animal spirits. And this is the ladybug. It says, this is a time of good fortune and abundance, so be willing to receive all good things in your life. Now, I love it when they get where they're listening, the cards are listening, and they come out with cards that are, thank you, Karen, that the cards are showing like, yeah, I heard you say that. So this is the ladybug, and this is, says, this is a time of good fortune and abundance. Okay, and so we're going to finish 23 with abundance and joy, and we're going to take the time to acknowledge the wonderful things that have happened, and we're letting go of the crap, and we're going to move into 24 with joy and abundance. And it says, be willing to receive all the good things in your life. Be willing. This is important, because there can be joy and abundance around us. There's so many people. We have joy and abundance around all of us, but not everybody is willing. Not everybody is willing to receive it. And it's like when we talk about sending healing energy to people, we can send love and light and healing energy to anybody that we want. They still have to be willing to receive it. Okay, and so that's really important. Being willing is so important. So we talk about this a lot here, right? We talk about being willing to let the universe come into our lives, letting the universe be an active participant, a co-creator in our lives. Are we letting the universe be part of our existence, or is it just something that like, oh, other people do that, like intuition? I don't know, that I just, other people do that. No, intuition is for all of us. We all have this ability. We all have these connections. We all have intuition. We all have the ability to tune into that inner voice, that inner niggle, that inner, that inner urge, that inner something that says, I don't want to drive today. Or, yeah, that person, I don't like how that person feels. Or, I don't feel like how I feel when I'm around that person. We all have these things of intuition, and it's up to us to choose to listen, to be willing to welcome that information into our lives, right? And so it's a really big part of spiritual evolution, is being willing to be guided by spirit, to be willing to be guided by the universe, okay? All right, so I pulled today the angel cards. I was really feeling like the angels, daily guidance for the angels, from the angels for us today. So we're going to pull these. The first one is new partner. It says a chance meeting is no mistake. It's divinely orchestrated. So this reminds us that new people and new things are coming into our lives all the time, that new things are coming into our lives for a reason, that there are not accidents, that we just met somebody. Like, oh my God, isn't that just a coincidence? I just met somebody who just does this thing that I was just talking to somebody about. I needed to meet somebody who did that thing. There's not a coincidence. The universe is trying to show you, I heard you, we heard you, here we're going to try and guide you into the direction that you said you wanted to go. So new partner, that's really important, because you know what? Sometimes new partner is either a person in your life. It could be you partnering more with spirit, right? Making that connection. It could be also partnering more with yourself, believing in yourself, being a better partner to yourself. Because seriously, don't we sometimes say things or act in a way that we would never let another person say that to us or treat us that way? Like, we can be our own worst enemies, right? Where we say, I'm like, oh, I just can't believe I just did that stupid thing. We would never let somebody say that to us. We would never let someone else talk to us the way we allow ourselves to talk to ourselves. So new partner can also be about being our best partner to ourselves. So it can be a business opportunity, it can be a relationship, it can be a new guidance. It could just be somebody who points you in the right direction. But it can also be about being a better partner with spirit. It can be about being a better partner to ourselves, right? Being our own best friend, being our own best advocate. And I know that best friend sounds a little, there's something so like platitude, cliche, something in 1980s about that. But that doesn't make it less true. So being our own best partner, right? Okay, so this one says, it says notice the signs. I mean, literally, it says notice the signs. It says, yes, the signs that you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers and coins and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and you are never alone. Say the last line, you are loved and you are never alone, right? That's the important part right there. Okay, so notice the signs, it says. I love when the cards are listening. Okay, the third card, shower of abundance. I like that one. Shower of abundance. To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. There's that word again. Accept. Being willing to accept abundance. Because if we're always worrying about that there's not going to be enough, guess what? There won't be enough. But if we believe in our heart that there will be a way will be made for abundance to be ours, and we will gratefully receive abundance, and believe that abundance is out there for us, then guess what? We're willing to receive it. But if we're only ever worrying and certain that there's never enough, there will always never be enough. When we stop worrying that there will never be enough, and we know that there will always be enough, somehow there will always be enough, then guess what? There will always be enough. When we look back, I look back, my husband and I have been together 30 years. We met in 1993, in May of 1993. And so we have literally been together for 30 years. That's amazing to me. There have been times when money was extremely tight, like look under the couch cushions tight, like, once or twice that the phones got turned off or the power got turned off, but not for a long time. Right? As we grow and we go forward. So we've had those experiences, and I never forget those experiences. I never want to forget what that felt like, because I don't want to fail to be able to recognize that or sit with someone else who may be in that position now. But what I know is, as we've looked back, is even when the phone got disconnected, or even when the power got turned off, or even, there was a way, where we missed a car payment or something and they had to like refinance it or whatever. I mean, there were times when our credit rating was like, right? We all went through it. We've all been through it probably, but we've all gotten through it. And this is the thing, is if we keep going and we change the way we believe, because we had that belief that nothing was ever going to work out. Like, we were always going to have money troubles. It was always going to suck. It was always going to be a struggle. It was always going to be hard. It was always, right? But we started to change how we believed about money, how we believed about our life situation. We started to focus on gratitude. We started to understand that for every crappy thing that we went through, there was always a door at the other end. There was always a way out. We're not still living in that crappy situation. Something happened. We were always able to figure it out. And those are the things that started to be those little steps that allowed us to move forward. Yes, claiming abundance. And so we started to look at it and go, well, that was hard, but we still managed to get out of it. So we're always going to be able to get out of it because we're together and we're doing things and and all of these things start to slowly shift your idea and your understanding that there is a way to think about things differently. And when we think about things as only being one way, we're missing the 100 other ways that we could be thinking about things. And so we think about the shower of abundance. We say there is a shower of abundance if we are willing to receive it. So to heal your financial situation, it says, we will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. That last word is the important one. As fast as you'll allow. We can only exceed to the level of expectations that we will allow. If we believe that we will always be here, then we will always be here. But if we believe we have the ability to be here or here or here, then we do. We will only exceed to the level of our greatest expectation. All right, we're going to do one more, and then I think we're going to leave it there. For today, unless somebody has like an absolute like please, oh please, oh please, oh please, I need a card. There's not that many of you today. I know we're getting into the holiday, last parts. So if we need to do some individual card readings, we could. You all tell me. And this last one is energy work, which is literally just what we were talking about. How we hold our energy, how we believe, how we are willing and ready to accept abundance and accept love and believe that love and abundance is our birthright and that the universe is with us in co-creation, that we are oh, Christian, I love your guts. That we have this level of abundance. Yes, ma'am. Yes, my friends, we will do cards. Okay. All right. I have gotten the message. We're not getting out without cards. Got it. So this energy work is so important that when we believe that we are capable and we are willing to receive more, then we will receive more. There will be more to receive. And Chris, I have to tell you, you can't see it from here. I don't know if I can turn my computer even that you could see it. But Chris and I go back a very long way. And so right over here is the table with the cabinet with my printer and stuff on it. And right above the printer on my wall is a saying that Chris and I had for years. And when I moved into this house, I just put it on the wall, and I've got my bulletin board of all the stuff over there. But it says, when the dream is big enough, the facts don't matter. Now, I could dream of being an NBA basketball player. There's probably some facts in there that would matter. But it's about energy work. And the reason I have always kept that up on my wall, where I can literally look at it and see it every time I look at my printer, which is a lot, is to remind myself to dream big and to not pay attention to the facts on the ground. Not to pay attention to the facts on the ground. Yes, you want to make sure you are not crossing against traffic and, please be present in your world so that you stay safe. But it reminds us to dream bigger. When the dream is big enough, Is your dream big enough for 2024? Is your dream for your life big enough? And so that's a really important question to start with. And when we can dream big, the facts on the ground don't matter because we are co-creating with the universe. When we are in co-creation with the universe, the facts of the bills and the electric bill and the car payment and stuff, those things don't matter. When we are in co-creation with the universe. Okay, so I still have it. It's up on my wall. I can take a picture of it and post it. All right, so Miss Chris Judd says, where'd you go? Oh, I'm missing the comments. I saw your comments. Card would be lovely. Definitely. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. A card for me today for Chris. All right, so we will start with Chris and Catherine and Karen. All right, so we don't have too many of you live today. I know lots of people are already starting the countdown to Christmas. So we'll do Chris and Catherine. And so in the comments I have Chris, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. And then Catherine, very proper. A card would be lovely. So, all right. So, and yes, we see Ellen Jean also. All right. So, Chris. This card comes in joy. This card comes in joy. These cards don't do upside down, so this card comes in joy. So this card says, joy is the highest energy of all. It is the most magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and to create your present, and your future moments at their highest possible levels. Okay, seriously, white font should be outlawed. I need my flashlight so I can read the future ones. So this is about working in co-creation with the universe. This is about staying in love and gratitude. This is about believing that, this is about focusing on the positives and believing that that energy will lead you forward, right? Focusing on the positives. So staying in that place of joy of what you have accomplished, because I know there's a period of flux going on for you, but it's very easy to get in that place of like, oh, this all just sucks, rather than taking the time to look back and see all the amazing things that you did this year, to say, wait a minute, I freaking rocked this year and I accomplished a lot of stuff, and then use that energy to take you forward into your next phases, because that's the energy that's going to open doors. Okay, staying in the place of joy rather than staying in the place of frustration and lack. Okay, so that is an important confirmation. Almost feels like a reprimand, and I don't mean that in a negative way, like, oh, you're being naughty or you did something wrong, but it's just a really fierce reminder for all of us. But that card was for Chris. All right, so we're gonna do Catherine. Okay. All right, so Catherine, there's nothing to worry about, Catherine. There is nothing to worry about. So this says, I'll put my little flashlight, you are safe and the situation is under the perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into this situation to ensure the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to and through you. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions to ensure the highest possible outcome comes to and through. Okay, so Catherine, you're all good. This is a beautiful way to end the year, to know that you are safe, you're being guided and protected, but there is, again, that part where we need to be active participants in what is going on. We're not just being like, okay, this is what I want, go to it, universe. No, we have to be active participants. There is this old saying that God feeds the birds, but he doesn't throw the food in the nest. We have to be active participants. You are welcome, absolutely welcome. So it's important for us to get in the game, right? Be active participants. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean running a marathon or any of those things, but it does mean we've got to be part of the solution, right? We've got to be part of the manifestation. We've got to keep our energy and our belief, and we've got to do our own homework, which means your year in review is really important. Okay, so we have Karen. Karen is next. Karen, blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise. Where is that? There we go. Blessing in disguise. So there's some stuff, some stumbling blocks. There's some some things that have caused some hiccups for us with Karen. What appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and the infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best possible way. So, Karen, knowing that you are co-creating, knowing that you are working together with others, knowing that you are not alone, that you are in a divine partnership, all these things. And this is exactly what I was talking about before about Mercury retrograde, right? So knowing that you are in divine creation and divine partnership with all of those that are above, around, and, in influential positions with us, it allows us to have this reminder that everything is okay, and all the stuff that works, all the stuff that was just these terrible annoyances today was all stuff that, because it worked out so smoothly, it was an opportunity for the universe to say, look, see, we're trying to show you. There's going to be hiccups, but we've got you. Okay, so when we have these hiccups, there is something for the universe to be able to say, we're showing you that here's hiccups, but it's for your blessing. It's for your good. Not why is this happening to me, but why is this happening for me, right? What am I learning? What is this setting me up for? Because it's happening for me. Okay, so let's make sure we're remembering that when things get to be hiccupy, especially in this Mercury retrograde period, and especially in this time where we're going to be around a lot of family and a lot of stuff, a lot of energy, a lot of stuff that can be, intense. Make sure that we are taking those breaks and make sure that we remind ourselves that these things are blessings in disguise. Okay. You are welcome, my friend Karen. Okay, so we're going to do Ellen, and then we see Kelly. And so we're going to do Ellen first. So Ellen, this is see only love. See only love. So when the things get challenging, we definitely want to make sure that we are staying in that place of gratitude, right? Seeing the positives. When things are hiccupy and they're just get a little bumpy, especially with the holidays, we want to make sure that we're assume good intent and that we are coming from a place of love. So this says, look past the seeming errors, mistakes, and misunderstandings and see only the love within each person, including yourself. Your resolute focus upon the love that underlies every situation brings about healing in undreamed of ways. So you staying in that place of love and abundance, Ellen, is going to, and seeing situations with love is going to come back to you with blessings you can't even imagine yet. So this is so important that we are staying in this place of love, that we are assuming good intent and not assuming negative intent, and that something is happening and everything is ruined and oh my gosh, it's the end of the world and all the things. We say, no, something is happening for my blessing, something is happening for my abundance, something is happening to show me how to go forward in a better way, okay? And so these are, when we see things from a love perspective, we see solutions from a love perspective as well, okay? Hello, Lori. Thank you so much. So nice to see you too. Thank you for tuning in. Yay. Okay, so, okay, that was Ellen. And last one is Kelly Bailey. Hello, Kelly Bailey. All right. The law of attraction. Law of attraction. This is a card for Kelly. And this says, each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends, so invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to the higher frequencies. This is really important because this reminds us that we are in co-creation. We are not just sitting back and letting stuff happen. We are in co-creation with the universe. We are in co-creation, that we are putting out our requests. We are putting out our desires, but we are also taking steps to work towards them. And at the same time, we are also opening ourselves to receive the abundance and the blessing and the assistance from the universe, okay? So we're putting it out to the universe. We're not sitting on our couch eating bonbons, not getting involved. We are being part of the creation, and at the same time, we're not expecting the universe to do all the heavy lifting, and we're not expecting ourselves to do all the heavy lifting. We are in co-creation, right? This is not about being stubbornly independent. So cute. This is not about being so stubbornly independent that I can do it. I can do it all myself. I don't need anybody's help. No, no, no. This is about working in collaboration, right? This is all about working in collaboration. And so, Kelly, this is law of attraction. Just know, first of all, know what it is that you want to attract, achieve, accomplish, to be part of, to connect with in the coming year. What is it that you want to be part of? What are you trying to build? What are you trying to create? And once we have that, we can work in collaboration with the universe. We can work in collaboration with the divine. And then the last part is that we accept, expect their assistance, and then we accept it when it comes. So what that means, when we see the signs that are trying to guide us in a direction, we don't go, oh, no, 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 I'm just, that's not right. We say, yes, yes, I hear you. Yes, I see you. I will do that. I don't know why you're making me go down left turn when the GPS says go right turn, but I'm going to take your word for it. Like the other night we were coming back and the GPS said, you know, go this way. And I'm like, gosh, that's weird. We always go this way. Ah, accident over there. We couldn't have seen it, right? So knowing that we are being divinely guided. Yes, we are very, I'm with you, Miss Independent. But asking for help, asking the universe for help is one of those ways that creates a stronger connection. It creates a stronger cycle. If you are like stirring water in a bowl, right? And you just stir it gently. There's no, you know, it's moving, it's whatever. But if you're stirring it more and more and more and more, you're building up more energy. And so the more, and you're building up more power, that when you stop spinning in the spoon, the water will still continue to go in this little vortex, right? Until it runs out of gas. We ask the universe to help, and we work in co-creation with the universe. We get this vortex of the more we do, the more they do, the more they do, the more we do, and then we all explode in abundance. Hello, I want abundance exploding. We allow that to be part of that co-creation. When we lean into them, they will lean right back into us. It is a magical, magical thing. All right. Last card for everybody. Before I wish you all a very merry, healthy, happy, safe, and wonderful, abundant Christmas and end of the new year. Oh, I love this. This last card, cleanse and detoxify. So right before we get into the holidays, this is a really important time for us to cleanse and detoxify, to make sure that we are cleansing ourselves. We are taking our crystals and our good energy so that we are in the right place to be able to welcome the holiday, to welcome time with family, so that we're leaving all of our stuff at the door, or we're leaving it to spirit. We are, you know, making sure that we are in the right place to be able to finish the year, which means we've done our homework, which we've been talking about, and that we are in the right place to receive the blessings for the new year as we come to that changeover. So, oh, Miss Claudette. Yes, of course, I can't say no to you. One more card. So that'll be the cleanse and detoxify will be our final card, but we'll pull one more card for Claudette because, you know, I try never to say no to anybody. If you're here in time, daydream. Claudette, it says daydream. So this beautiful picture, look at her just lounging, this gorgeous angel. Isn't that a beautiful picture? And so it says, you will more easily hear and receive divine messages if you daydream. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings or visions or ideas as if you were watching a movie. That is the seed of creativity. So Claudette, it feels like there are some new creations coming your way in the new year, and to allow yourself to just let those to develop within you before you release them to the public. Like, I also feel like there's a piece of letting these things kind of percolate and bubble up and form in yourself before you're sharing them. So not to share too soon, but to allow yourself to really sit in this co-creation with spirit to create and cultivate these things that are coming from your heart. So it feels like there's some things bubbling up in there. And it may not be something for public consumption. It may just be things that you need to cultivate and create. Sometimes we just need to create stuff for our own self so that we can have this ability to just be like, oh, phew, got that out of me. You know, sometimes we just need to get it out. And so, Claudette, however that serves you in your highest and best, because I believe there's a meditation practice with you as well to allow that daydreaming to be part of it. So don't worry too much about staying on your ohms. Allow your mind to drift where it needs to go. It will serve you well. So, all right. And with that, my friends, my family, my community of light, our community of light, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You, some regulars, you know what a difficult second part of the year this has been, and you know we're not quite out of the woods yet. We'll be feeling much better after Thursday. Um, and I just can't thank you enough for being part of our community, for spreading the light, for being the bringers of light, sharing your light with me, my family, and I just want you to know so much how much you all mean to me, and I wish you the most peaceful, joy-filled, light-filled, abundant holidays as you go forward in whatever way that you're celebrating the next 12 days. And I look forward to reconnecting with all of you in the new year. Blessings to all of you. Know how very much you are loved. Mwah. Happy New Year.